sign for keeping secrets in my head, or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Okie dokie. It is Sunday evening, I should say. And it's another edition of Butch On Sports to be had, to be digested here. Yes, I am simply Butch, and as always, thanks for tuning in on this nice little Sunday. A break when it comes down to the rain and the muggy weather today here in the metropolitan Detroit area. Hopefully in your neck of the woods, it's a beautiful day as well. A lot of showers and flooding around, and of course, local news and whatever it may be will reflect on those particulars there, but not me. I'm going to get to some sports news that you can't get enough of, so let's have Andy here and get some sports news taken care of. Yes, there was baseball yesterday at Comerica Park. Detroit Tigers lost. However, the biggest doggone deficit was we were there all day. If you was a news reporter and got there about 3 o'clock, game starts at 4:10. End up a long wait of 4 hours and some odd minutes, well, they say 3:50 or some change. Whatever it is, the game started after 8 o'clock. Game was over around about 11:45. No, a little bit after 12 o'clock, 12:06 to be exact. You was a reporter, go down to the locker room and get the interviews and whatever it may be. You got out of there maybe, just maybe, at 1 o'clock. Yes, it was a long, long night indeed. Of course, safe and sorry, they didn't get the field all wet and they didn't swim in it. Or let's move on. Come on. It was it was hurtful yesterday here. Speaking of hurtful, Detroit Tigers got swept by the Boston Red Sox this afternoon at Comerica Park there. Vazquez and Xander Bogaerts, they each drove in 2 runs. Again, Boston Red Sox took care of Detroit Tigers by a score of 6-3 and complete a 3-game sweep. David Price was on the mound for the Red Sox and pitched 5 innings of good baseball. And then they let the relievers take care of business, and that was the end of the old ballpark for the Detroit Tigers. They will now have some time off to reflect and maybe get 2 or 3 vacations in there, as now the All-Star break has commenced. Most will not get back to work until Thursday or maybe Friday of this upcoming week here. So baseball will be a break. Okay, moving on here. Some good news to be had as the USA women back-to-back in the U.S. women just were spectacular there. It took about maybe an hour, 15 minutes of the first half with no one scored, and 15 minutes, well, I say 45 minutes, I should say, in the first half. 15 minutes in the second until they started having a party, making Rapino, okay. co-captain of the team. Corey won the Golden Ball winner, Golden Boot, and she was probably the most valuable player at the best there, as she helped the United States women's team. And everyone played a role in there. Morgan, Dunn, the names go on and on. Heath, the names go on and on. And we see, I can just keep going on and on and on, but everyone did one fantastic job. It was a 2-0 shutout, and I mean that was the end of that. There, very good indeed there. Rose Lavelle scored 8 minutes after that particular penalty shot that Rapinoe. Yes, I got her name right now, Rapinoe. Got a hold of. That's Rose Lavelle. That's right. And she put the icing on the cake, and they were celebrating, all kind of paraphernalia going up in the air after the extra 5 minutes of play in the second half there. USA victorious there. Now the men are still playing right now there, the CONCACAF or Gold Cup. Mexico and United States are playing in that particular game. Just got started here. No score. I'll keep you abreast of what's going on while we watch soccer, as near goal almost was there. And that's all I can tell you about this here. Detroit Pistons. Let's say this. The Summer League has started for basketball here. That's the official start of basketball. And then at best this weekend, signings were abrupt. And we'll get to the Kyrie Leonard one in a few minutes. Let's let you know that what's official for the Detroit Pistons. Gordon Boone, he was acquired on draft night with a trade in Philadelphia. Pistons sent some cash and some consideration and future second-round draft pick for this individual there. He is from Tennessee. He's 6'3", 180, and is a very good doggone point guard. He is fast as he want to be and is very decisive of what he can make other teams do if they keep up with him or they're running the court like they should be. This guy is fantastic, and he's not a boner either, as his name is Bones. But hey, he is not a boner. He is good, and hopefully he gets the opportunities that's needed for him to develop really quick here, because Detroit needs a good point guard there. I see some things coming into play. We'll talk about that after I give you all these names the Detroit Pistons officially signed in there. Derrick Rose was another free agent signing for the Detroit Pistons there. He's a former most valuable player, of course. He's been in 3 All-Star games, but he's been injured the last 2 or 3 seasons. Last season was his best season, as injuries did avoid him somewhat. He was injured, but avoided him with less time being off the court. And he showed that he had 18.8 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 5.6 assists last year with Minnesota. And that's nothing to sneeze over. Nothing to sneeze over at all. That is an improvement. That is an upgrade of what we've been seeing before. And I think Derrick Rose is capable of better. I like to see a good point guard get at least, at best, his bumper is 10 assists a night. You ain't get 10 assists and you a bona fide point guard. 9 is the limit. Or the bare minimum you should be getting as a point guard. A good one. That's just it. That's my standard. I don't care. I don't care! Okay. Rose is a very good addition. Tim Frazier, a free agent guard. He was signed also. Tim Frazier is 6'1", 170 pounds. He was with Milwaukee and also the New Orleans Pelicans, okay? New Orleans Pelicans there. So he will be another addition, as, again, they notice what we notice. Point guard play, need to improve big time and more consistent with shooting there. Marquise Morris was another sign. He's 6'10", 245 pounds, playing 58 games, 16 starting with the Washington Wizards and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, he is a very good big forward there that can score and will make it very difficult for other forwards to kind of manipulate him there. He was good indeed. Also, the Pistons signed Lewis King, two-way contract there per, yes, the announcement, they don't tell you what he's making there, but again, he's young. He gave him a minimum contract per se. I'm quite sure I'm betting on that. He's 6'9", 205. Played in the Pac-10. He's from Oregon, boys and girls. He was on the all-freshman team. He averaging 13.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists in 30 minutes over 31 games. He played a bulk of the time on the floor. Hopefully that won't be the case, but when he do hit the floor, he's effective. Trey Pistons also, Sanone Dumbaye, their first-round draft pick, he signed. He's 6'9", 230, 15th overall in the draft pick. He was very lucky to be found. Notice right now he is not playing in the summer league games because of caution. Apparently he tweaked his ankle and they're ruling on caution, so no summer league games for Dumbaya. He'll do, I guess, what the trainers want him to do to keep him healthy and get him healthy and make sure nothing goes wrong or this won't be a bust for the Pistons there. Things do happen when you're practicing and showing off that you are doing other things. He comes from the league in France there where Roy Turf, Boris Diaw, Evan Fournier, and also Tony Parker, where they come from there. So he's not coming from chopped liver, boys and girls. He's come from good stock there. A lot of the trades and stuff there again. Kyrie Leonard was the show of the day. I was very proud of that particular situation because there were many organizations that he was supposed to visit, at least 4. And when the real news came out, though, he only visited the 2, okay? And that was Toronto and also the Clippers. He took a phone call from Los Angeles. He did not meet them in person, nor he met the Warriors or anybody else named in person. Did not meet them, did not care. He had a game plan in order. He kept his mouth closed. He was very dignified if he had to answer any questions according to it, and that was it. I said, and I'm going to tell my colleagues, and I told them too, he's going to the Clippers. He did a good thing in Toronto. When he left San Antonio, he kept his mouth closed. He did it with some honor and some dignity. There were no beefs. There was a disagreement on how he was handled medically with San Antonio. Thus, the faith in the team was lower than a pea. And so he was traded to Toronto and went up there and was a professional from day one on through the championship drive. No one should sit up there and be selfish and say, well, he should have did this, that, and the other, and should stay with. He should do whatever the hell he wants to do because he's earned it. And his contract says so. So there. He's close to home, he's close to family, he's close to friends, and he's close to people he trusts. And apparently he trusts the Clippers very much because there's no place like home. Talk to Los Angeles. That was the best joke that I heard out of the whole undignified situation there with this here. Because when you got already announced that you're doing this and that, okay, and everybody's pumping up that LeBron James, instead of the coach of the Lakers, is the man running the show, and the management staff, okay, I wouldn't want to be bothered with that either. And also, he requested, and I'm quite sure him and Mr. George had a conversation a long time ago. They would like to play together. And Paul George's contract gave the opportunity to say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. And, he played like it, too, the lateral part of last season. So rather than to get nothing, Okay? Oklahoma City Thunder's got something. Their core player that they're paying right now is Russell Westbrook. And right now that's in jeopardy because he's been talking about being moved around. So it's apparently that the Thunder is going to go through a reflection and get rid of a lot of people, save some doggone salary, and get their stuff together where they can get some younger players because they played with a core bunch of veterans for quite some time. One of them rumors said the Pistons was after Westbrook, or they had conversation. I'll hold my breath. Westbrook, by the way, has 4 more years on his contract with Oklahoma City, worth around about $170 million on his contract. I don't see that getting flipped anytime soon. Do you? Oh, boy, I don't see it. But if it does, a lot of people will be moving. You know, and again, there's no secret Detroit Pistons do want to upgrade their guards. And everyone saw it last year. That was a joke. Sometimes I felt like a nut and sometimes I don't kind of attitude. That was just awful. And I believe the Pistons were a more remarkable team, but when you can't get people to take responsibility and get out there and try their doggone best, it's ridiculous. Then the people that you're really doing the job, and I'm talking about Andre Drummond and again, very highly. This young man has changed his game, and always, every year for the last 3 years he's been with the Pistons, as a sign of improvement and showed it on the floor. That young man busted his behind last year, and I could be no prouder of Andre Drummond as he continues to do things to improve his game. But you can't keep playing players 35 or 40 minutes every single night on a draw with 82-game schedule and don't put them at risk to get hurt. And I think the Pistons understand that. News later on whatever the heck they're going to be doing there, because I'm quite sure the Pistons are going to have a better year than we had last year. And I think some air is going to be cleared off that team too if they don't come in camp very right. Detroit Tigers made some news this particular weekend. On Friday afternoon, everybody got scared at their press conference with Al Avila. Some thought he was going to get thrown in the street. But it wasn't. It was Chris Ilitch announcing a multi-year contract extension for the executive vice president of baseball operations and the general manager of the Detroit Tigers, Al Avila. And he said it's clear to anyone that the following Tigers baseball team that our organization is undergoing a significant transformation. Ilitch said, I'm impressed with Al's leadership and focus and steadfast way that he has led our baseball team operations since becoming the general manager. And he's done practically a yeoman's job for a minor league system, and I'm talking about the whole minor league system of Detroit Tigers being a big fat joke the last many years. And for the last 3 years, the Detroit Tigers have improved that dramatically. Not only with the kids and the brief of the talent they're getting in, but in the standings in the corporate-aided leagues or where they stand in, if it's in single A all the way up to triple A, show vast improvement there. And, you know, I'm not a patient guy in sometimes, shape, form, or fashion, and I'm quite sure fans are too. They want to see some of these young players. They maybe think they're ready now, but Al Avila is making moves and setting up situations where right now he's going to get these kids in there when they're ready there. Rogers was showed tonight, the catcher of the Detroit Tigers, who right now is performing for Toledo Mud Hens. And pretty doggone good catcher indeed, and got an arm. By the way, that Futures game was 2-0, the American League. I think it was American. No, the National League won that. Sorry to say. And the beat goes on. Of course, the All-Star game's in Cleveland. The home run derby's going to be had tomorrow night. And everybody will be cheering. This will be one of the weeks that's going to be very simple because, you know, the SB's going to be on the next night on a Wednesday. versus the All-Star game on Tuesday. The batting championship of the world will be tomorrow night, a.k.a. the Home Run Derby. It's going to be pretty significant. And no baseball, no hockey, no football, maybe some soccer, or some special movie or a special thing on TV. But hey, as of baseball game tonight, everybody's shutting it down unless you want to watch baseball. Hey, I got an idea for you, some wrestling or something. Hey, the choice is yours. Oh boy, I just wow here. You got a raise, and they took care of that right quick here. There won't be no doubt. This is the last year's contract talking about Alavila. Nothing to score with United States and Mexico. I'm watching it now. They're in the 20th minute of the first quarter here. By the way, sad to hear that New England Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi suffered another stroke on Thursday. His family announced the news in a statement Friday morning, noting that Bruschi recognized the warning sign and is recovering well. Bruschi's 46 years old. He also suffered a mild stroke in 2005 when he was 31 years old and still was playing in the NFL. And the big news was that he did come back after that stroke to play some significant years with the New England Patriots and won some championships to boot. We wish him well. We really do. That ends this portion of Butch On Sports. What can I say? On a Sunday, all kind of firecrackers and stuff season, and Wimbledon this week here. Let me get this on in. Wimbledon has been a jewel this week because you got a lot of new people coming into play here, and individuals coming into play. It was just so many people I did not recognize from Wimbledon when I went on the internet and found out who's this, that, and the other. This young lady of 15 years old who was making waves from enthusiasm, showing respect of how she got there and giving an attaboy to those particular individuals. No, some of us don't get that opportunity to say, "Boy, I watch you," and boy, I pattern my livelihood or my big time, what I want to make money on or make a career on. Maybe after you, because I like the way you did it, and she had that opportunity to do that with Venus. Yes, indeed. She'll be on the court tomorrow, Monday, because Sunday is a day off. I think it's golf there. I'll get her name in a moment here. I don't want to mess up things in motion, but I'll have it all together because at that point in time on Wednesday we'll have the quarterfinals, and I can name every single person in there. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. Have you been watching? Butch On Sports is a presentation always of All My Darling Productions. You can hear Butch On Sports on Facebook. Go to Butch On Sports on Facebook. Click it. Give me a like. Listen to the podcast. Be happy, happy, joy, joy. And also you can listen to the podcast on the website, Podomatic.com. Go to that website, Podomatic.com, type in SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.Podomatic.com. You can also go to Google if you want. Just say Butch On Sports Podcast. You can get it there that way too. An iPhone, iTunes there. You can go there and get it. You can also listen to the game at the show that I participate in from 6 to 8 o'clock every Monday in Sault Ste. Marie. Yes, it's a very far away, but it's worth it. Scott Nason, Dave McKay, E.J. Russell, and a host of thousands of guests and other things go on that show. It was on 95.1 The Eagle. Big announcement tomorrow. Hopefully that you can get it, or you can go on the GameSportsShow.com and listen to the show in its entirety. And you'll get to hear some exciting news that I can't tell you till our next show, which will probably be Wednesday. So, hey, have at it, boys and girls. Have a good beginning of the week. This is Simply Butch. So long to everybody.